All right, so I took my keg and I wrote down the date that the keg was opened. In this case, the keg was filled before, but if it was a new keg, I'd put the date it was opened and my initials of who opened the keg. This way I can track its use and how old it is. All right, as you can see, I put the scrubber canister on a roll of tape that protects the canister as it's being filled and it doesn't make it tippy. And I fill the material to about 1/3 line on the radial canister. Then I'll hold it on a even level and I'll start tamping. And as I tamp gently, I'm trying to settle all the granules in the tightest space as possible to ensure there's no channeling in the future, especially for travel. Things can have a tendency to resettle. And I rotate the canister as I'm tamping on it. So I tamped around the lower 1/3. Now I'm going to fill the canister to 2/3. And I'm standing upwind, you can see, and the wind is blowing the dust away from me. And then I'll go ahead and put it back on a level surface. In this case, it's the scrubber canister. And now I'm tamping that 2/3 material up and down, and I'm rotating the canister also. Again, trying to get as much in there as possible. This does not affect the work of breathing at all on ISC radial canisters. It may on other rebreathers, but Innerspace systems want you to pack it as tight as possible. All right, now I'm filling the last third. And I didn't quite get it to the top. That's all right, or I might have got it to the top or the edge. And as you can see, it's dropping down as I'm tapping on it again. Now I'm working the whole scrubber canister from the top to the bottom and bottom to the top. So I can tamp that material as tight as possible. Once again, you want the scrubber canister to be packed as tight as reasonably possible, because if you travel, especially on a boat or a bumpy road or something, you don't want your CO2 canister to resettle and then have channeling. And of course, channeling means CO2 bypass. So I'm starting to top off the canister, add a little bit more material, tamp on it some more, and you see it's settled again. Top it off a little bit more. You don't want to overfill it at this point. You just want to put just enough in there. And you'll be surprised on how much material, if you're patient on your tamping, how much material can actually go inside this canister. Now I'm cleaning the sealing edge around the top of the radial where the O-ring sits from the lid. And I'm pushing the material down evenly. Make sure that it's evenly distributed throughout the scrubber bed. Clean the dust off again, off that sealing surface. Now I'm taking the lid, cleaning off the O-ring itself from dust. Little bit of crystal lube on that flat sealing surface. Doesn't take a lot. Just takes a little bit to make the surface slippery between the two surfaces. A little bit of a close-up there. Now I'm going to push down on the top, and there's the plunger that's on the inside of the lid. I'm going to push down with my one hand, forcing the spring action to push against the material, and then I'm going to tamp again. And you want to be a bit more aggressive on this. Again, working the whole canister from top to bottom and bottom to top, and rotating it. And I can rotate it, match up the arrows, locking it down, and then I'm going to tamp it again, both hands. And I shake it, pretty solid, wiping off the dust out of the center core and the sealing surface. And I have a white piece of tape on the scrubber canister so I can mark down the date of the fill and who filled it. Recap that scrubber canister or the keg, and you're done. Do not drop your canister on the ground.